Okay, so got some wood there. And that's my darker wood. So I'm going to go back over because I think it's about time for the second coat. All of the things I started down here, especially because, again, I want that darker wood color. And these started off really, really light on the wood color. I do want them darkened. I really make sure I get that nice dark oak color going on inside. And I'm painting over the guys that I already painted over. It happens. Maybe this is going to be my catchphrase. Just gotta Bob Ross it. Happy little accidents. Okay, I was talking about clouds earlier, and we have 11 different variations. Now, for those prefixes, alto is just your kind of higher clouds. So those are going to be the ones that you find higher in the altitude, typically between 3 to 6,000 kilometers, or 3 to 6,000 kilometers. Jesus, that'd be high. No, 3 to 6 kilometers in the air. And your other kinds of, sorry, getting sidetracked because I see a arm there, so that's definitely going to be necrotic flesh. But some of your other clouds, like a lot of your stratus clouds, nimbo, stratus, and well, stratus just in general, those typically are your lower clouds, lower to the ground. But alto stratus, alto cumulus, and alto cirrus clouds, those are going to be higher up in your air. Then you have something like cumulus clouds, or excuse me, nimbo. Just getting onto the prefixes. Nimbo. Nimbo means that your cloud is going to precipitate, and precipitation is any form of rain, sleet, snow, hail, and there's a fifth one I'm forgetting. But those precipitations are going to come from your nimbus or nimbo clouds. So the big one that a lot of people are familiar with is the strato cumulonimbus cloud. That's kind of the most famous nimbus cloud. Those are your big towering clouds that produce very heavy thunderstorms that are pretty devastating with hail, stuff like that. Those are your cumulonimbus clouds. Now, the other thing about cumulus clouds are your big fluffy clouds, what you typically think of when you think of the word cloud. And for cumulonimbus, it's a huge fluffy cloud that is towering and it's going to rain. So you'd expect a lot of similarities between what you see. I'm losing my train of thought here. Mainly because I'm trying to really make sure that I'm getting what I think is flesh as flesh. And it's starting to blur. I think I'm just going to have to go with like, oh, that's ground. Okay, I think that's about it. aspect. Okay. Now, a lot of these people down here, what they're wearing, stuff like that, that's going to get the leather treatment, which I do have a leather brown here. That's going to get our leather treatment, so I'll make sure to grab that before. Same thing with the rungs up here. Those are definitely going to get leather. Make sure I grab the bones for that exposed bone, the bones on his armor. And then I'm thinking this. Maybe. I was thinking this was also going to be red, just like here. But a lot of him is going to be gold. And if I look at my reference picture, it is dark. I cannot tell. But I do not want this just to be like black. Black would be cool. Black is the new black. But no, I do want it to be a kind of standout color a little bit. So I don't just want it to be something. Now the other thing I'm doing right now is I'm noticing some areas in which I didn't paint fully one color, or that the shading is off, which I'm colorblind. How can I tell that they're shading? If you don't know, there are different types of color blindness. I have red protanopia, which means my red cones and rods, I think it's just red cones, do not work in my eyes. They don't work properly, I should say. They work to an extent, but not properly. So I cannot properly see the color red. Then how do I know what I'm going to be painting is going to be red? Well, I put a lot of trust into the world around me, right? Someone could definitely throw a wrench into my plans and say, hey, this is red, when in fact it's maybe orange or something like that. If it's going to be something like blue or green, or really anything that is fairly off red, I can tell. That's not the kind of color blindness I have. I do not have black-white color blindness. I do know some people in my life that are black-white colorblind, but I am not one of those peoples. I'm thinking this is just a dead body that he stabbed that through. Most likely, the answer is yes. That might be some cloth, and I can repaint that, but I'm not going to be super worried about that right now. Paint that leather later. I think I'm good. Okay. Alrighty, I think it's time for a little ad break. So we're gonna go ahead and throw up here. Again, if you want to support me on Ko-Fi, send me some treats my way. I would greatly appreciate it. But we're gonna take a little ad break here. I'm gonna get some dinner popping in and be right back. So here we go.